An interesting week coming up, both in the sense of important global data and on the local front, where we're looking at a possible break stronger in the rand and even in the interest rate space. On the global front, there's three key data points. Chinese first quarter GDP is out on Friday. We can't ignore it, but it's probably not going to be the major market mover, given that somehow, amazingly, the Chinese authorities always the actual GDP print is very much what they targeted in the first place. Two other prints, though, are more important: US CPI and US retail sales. Both those figures relate to March, and that gives it particularly importance. March last year was, of course, the start of the pandemic. So now we're starting to see the real base effects coming through. So if you look at inflation, for instance, this inflation print is expected to be 2.5%. So it's the low price effects from last year, particularly the low oil price. So it's a year-on-year comparison, pushes up the inflation rates. Inflation rates for March, April, and then May should all feel these base effects. Everyone in the market should know this story. Nevertheless, a 2.5% inflation rate still reminds about the threat that the world's economy is facing from rising US inflation. In terms of the US retail sales, the interest here comes in is that March saw the Biden stimulus coming through, so a huge growth in household incomes perhaps up as much as 15% relative to pre-pandemic levels. So the focus there is, what are households going to do with all this extra income? And remember, they've also got elevated savings. So we're looking at that March retail sales figure to really see consumers going out on a binge, and of course that then plays through into the inflation threat. On the local side, it's really focused on the markets. So from offshore, the data is going to drive US treasuries, going to drive euro dollar, which will filter through domestically. But domestically, dollar rand, we've been trading down at 14.50 for the past week. 14.40, of course, is the low that we've seen since December. The market's traded off that level 3 times. It's a big issue for the rand. Can dollar rand break below 14.40? It's going to be a vital week there. Starting the week, the probability of a break seems to be growing, but that technical support is very strong. It's a similar picture on the interest rate side. Our swap rates have actually started to break a bit lower. Bonds are lagging behind, but they're also at the bottom of their range. Can they break lower as well? So overall, a lot of interesting stuff. Global data, local markets, dollar rand in particular. Good luck for the week ahead.